everybody. Hello everybody. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Today I'm streaming on YouTube. Starting something new, which is kind of fucking weird, to be honest with you. I've never done a stream on YouTube before, so it's definitely something brand new that I haven't done yet. And I hope you guys are ready for the inaugural draft for the WHA. So I'm just getting kind of everything set up here. So for the live stream now, don't worry. Get up to live stream now, don't worry. Okay, start. How do you do that? No, just fuck off. I'll do it later. Fuck, Jesus Christ. Why do I have to go to shit? Are we even fucking live right now? What the fuck? Now that is some fucking complicated shit right there, boys. I never knew that this shit would be so confusing. Like my lord. Check your stream key next. I don't really give a shit. There we are. Alright everyone, welcome everyone to the WHA Inaugural Draft. So hopefully you guys are excited for this, man, as much as I am, to get this inaugural kind of the draft underway, which is super exciting. So we're going to get kind of the lottery kind of under place. We're going to randomize it about 13 times, get it a good randomized, just so we can get all the teams good picks, because honestly there's a lot of shitty teams and there's a lot of good teams in there. We do have the Maple Leafs. I'm pretty sure there was the Vancouver Canucks added in there too, and also Boston's in there too, so we get some pretty high level players in this draft, which I'm super excited to kind of go through and do. Now this will probably be one of the only times that we actually do a live stream thing here on YouTube. I just wanted to do the inaugural draft on here because most of my viewers are on YouTube. But I will be streaming most of the games from this custom league on Twitch. The link will be down in the description below on this stream. You guys could go check it out if you want to. This is Patron on the Radio Live, I think it is, or whatever it is on Twitch. But go check it out. I do a ton of streams on there. Will probably be doing one later on tonight where I play some Minecraft and grind, which I think I might do after I watch the Oilers game. Yeah, so it says Patron on the Radio. I can go check it out there if you guys want to check that out. So, I'm done babbling, done doing commercials, done doing all that shit. Let's get to doing this. I do need to put what game it is right quick, because apparently that's not on there. Add game title. Yes. No, not travel and events. The fuck are you doing, bitch? Gaming. Add game title. Fuck. NHL 20. Fucking hell. Piece of shit. There we go. It's probably not made for kids since I swear a ton. Alright, so let's get this baby underway, suckers. Alright, so first time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Halifax Highlanders are your first overall pick, and then the Nordiques, the Baltimore Blades, Cincinnati Stingers, etc., etc. The New York Raiders kind of get fucked. I mean, that's New York for you. They get eliminated in the first round, the Rangers, and now the New York Raiders get probably one. I mean, actually, it's not the worst pick because then you get 2-in-a-row picks practically. So that's actually not too bad of a situation for them. But my favorite team, the Halifax Highlanders, do take the first overall selection in the draft. So that's a big one for them. So let's get this draft underway. And before we kind of make the first pick, of course, it's all going to be managed by me. Now, I'm not going to be picking the players for these teams. The teams, the AI will pick players for each of these teams. Now it is in season mode, so most of the players that you will be seeing are probably going to be whoever's the best overall. But since this league is pretty fucking young, the oldest player is Zdeno Chara. The next up is Justin Williams. So we're not going to be really worried too much about the age and stuff like that. So I'm not really too worried about that. But we got some big name players. We got Pastrnak, we got Huberdeau, we got Drew Doughty in here, Patrice Bergeron, Marchand, Tavares, Kopitar, Yossi, Barkov. We got some really nice speedy guys. Now the biggest thing about this league is we're not a real tank defensively. Like, we got some pretty good defensemen in this league, but you got a lot of offensive guys. A lot of guys are going to be able to make fast plays, fast movements, and I think this is why this league is going to be really, really exciting to start it off, because we got some exciting players out there. Goaltending wise, we got a pretty decent amount of goaltenders. I'm pretty sure every team could get a starting goaltender plus more, so that will be also really exciting for all those teams and stuff like that. We're going to get a couple rounds in. We're probably going to simulate about a good 6 rounds. We'll talk about all the picks, kind of talk about what they're going to do, and also the stats of each of them during their NHL careers and stuff like that. So we'll practically be doing a review on each of those players and stuff like that. So that is going to be the plan. And hopefully you guys enjoy. So let's get this bitch started. The Halifax Highlanders, their first overall pick will be going to Patrice Bergeron. Patrice Bergeron is going to Halifax. Congratulations. I mean that pick is a nice pick for the Halifax Islanders, if you ask me, because Patrice Bergeron is such a good two-way leader. And yeah, I mean, I would probably go with Matthews and stuff like that in my head, but Patrice Bergeron is a very, very solid player. Last year he had, or this current year, he had 56 points in 61 games. Was a guy that could rip it up, and even in the playoffs, I mean, he had 17 points in 24 games in that big Stanley Cup run that they went on. Just unfortunately, they weren't able to make it past the Blues. So next up, the Quebec Nordics. Are they going to go after the Quebec boy and Jonathan Huberdeau? Are they going to go after David Pastrnak? Who are they going to go after with a second overall pick? They draft Drew Doughty. Now, Drew Doughty in real life has been kind of on a down curve. So, I mean, this can maybe revitalize his career for Drew Doughty coming to the Quebec Nordiques in the WHA, as he will be the first pick for them, which is a big one. Now we're on to the Baltimore Blades. I mean, Drew Doughty hasn't been too bad, but the past 2 seasons where the team has been kind of shit, they haven't been doing too great. So come on, baby. The Baltimore Blades, the team that was surprisingly even had a team in the WHA, but their first pick in the draft, they go after the very young David Pastrnak, and that's a good move by them. Honestly, that is a very good move by them. The Stingers, man, there's so much room to go after some good players in this draft. The Cincinnati Stingers, there was also one fan that commented on the video. I can't remember your name. I'll have to find... oh my God, I was... sneeze, bless me. But we do have a fan of the Stingers. I don't know if he's in chat right now, but I know you were definitely a big fan of the Stingers. I don't know how to say your name. I'm just gonna call you Apu, because that's your AP. I'm just gonna call you Apu. But yeah, David Pastrnak goes to Baltimore Blades, and who will be going to the Cincinnati Stingers? And that will be Jonathan Huberdeau going to Cincinnati Stingers, which, I mean, that's a phenomenal move for the Cincinnati Stingers. I would have even went after Jonathan Huberdeau. And the way this guy plays, I love Jonathan Huberdeau, honestly. If I were to talk about one player that I love the most, Huberdeau is one of them. 78 points this year in 69 games. Even in the playoffs right now, he's doing pretty good. Even last year, he had 92 points in 82 games. So this player for the Stingers is going to be a big one. So the big four, we got Patrice Bergeron, Drew Doughty, Pasternak, and Jonathan Huberdeau going to the Cincinnati Stingers here in your inaugural draft. So some big picks already going off the board, but we still got many more. Brad Marchand going to the Houston Aeros. So another bust, or the perfection line has all been picked between Bergeron, Pasternak, and Marchand. So they're all broken up, which, I mean, we knew that was going to happen. We know that pretty much everybody's not going to really be playing with their old teammates, and maybe some of them will, but most of them no. But Brad Marchand had a great season this year again. In 70 games, he had 87 points. Even last year, he was almost a point per game in the playoffs by 1 point. And he had 100 points during the regular season. So Brad Marchand's going to be a huge guy for the Houston Aeros. And the Phoenix Roadrunners are going to pick Carey Price. Okay, so Phoenix is kind of going after the goaltender route, which, I mean, is not a bad idea. They pick 6, so they're still going to be in the middle. Actually, 1 pick away from being in the middle. So they're going to just move over just a little bit, I think. Where are they going to pick next round? 9th. They're going to have that 9th pick in the next round. So that's actually not too bad. They get the 8th pick, or the 7th pick and then the 9th. But that's not too bad. But I mean, it's a little bit of a risk drafting a goalie early, in my opinion, right? Because if you draft a goalie early on, you're going to lose your chances on so many phenomenal players that you're going to see, like Tavares, Kopitar. You're going to probably miss out on a majority of those good players. No, you're going to have a potential-wise of getting Sebastian Aho or Sean Couturier or one of those young studs. So, I mean, they're not missing on too much, but they're definitely missing on, like, the high, good players like Matthews and stuff like that. Now, Carey Price this season did struggle a bit. He had a 909, 279 with a 27, 25, and 6 record. So, Carey Price not doing as great, but he's hoping to revive his career with the Phoenix Roadrunners. And we'll have to see if they can not be the Montreal Canadiens, I guess, and not be a shitty team. I guess we'll have to see how well they do. Actually, I didn't even check if my mic's working, which I hope it is. Canadians, I guess, and not be a shitty team. I guess I think you'll be fine. You know, I feel like she's like from, who the fuck BC, so it just is talking? Like, you know, and she's like really. What the fuck? Why is my computer talking? What is playing? So. Oh, I'm dumb. My Twitch thing is going off and it always shows a fucking preview, and that was what was playing. So my audio is working. Sorry guys for ear raping you there. That's usually what happens on stream, is I ear rape people all the fucking time. But Carey Price, first pick for the Phoenix Roadrunners, and they don't have to deal with a $10.5 million cap. So Carey Price is a tradable action, right? Like, Carey Price could be traded for some other assets later on in the years, right? He's 32 years old right now. You give him a couple years, maybe you lose him in the free agency thing, right? So Carey Price, that's actually a very good pick for the San Diego Mariners, or for the Phoenix Roadrunners. Now, next up, we got the San Diego Mariners, as they're going to pick Johnny T. We knew that was going to happen. We knew that one of the Maple Leafs players were sooner or later going to be taken off the list. I thought they were going to be taken off a lot earlier, but these teams are going to get steal players, I guess. John Tavares goes first overall, or 7th overall to the San Diego Mariners. This year, in 63 games, he had 60 points, and he's not been doing too bad in the playoffs either, with just 1 goal. But I mean, they've been facing up against the Columbus Blue Jackets, so that's a pretty hard team to face. But John Tavares there going to the San Diego Mariners. Next up, we got the Alberta Cougars, baby. So that's another big team that we gotta showcase there. Yeah, so let's get to doing this. I think, honestly, Austin Matthews is probably going to go there. Yep. That is a very, very smart pick by the Alberta Oilers to choose Austin Matthews. I think one of the best younger players in the league. And you know what? Compared to all these guys, like, sure, Halifax Islanders chose a good guy for the now, but for the future, Austin Matthews is going to be that stud for them. That's without a doubt. Austin Matthews is going to be a stud for them, and that's going to be a guy that they're definitely going to be protecting. Like, this year, he had 47 goals. He was up for this goal-scoring race. Like, in 70 games, he had 80 points this year. Austin Matthews is a deadly motherfucker. When he starts going hard. But that's a good pick by the Alberta Cougars. That's a tough amount of picks here. I think Mitch Marner would definitely be a smart bet, but also Alexander Barkov would be too bad of an idea if you want to go for youth, but depends on what Harford Whalers would like to do, and they go after Alexander Barkov. See, they listen to me. The fucking AI listen to me. They're like, okay, I hear ya. Maybe go after Alexander Barkov is a good idea, and that's a smart idea for the Harford Whalers as they choose Alexander Barkov with their first overall pick. So Barkov goes to another small town, practically. But it's a good move by the Harford Whalers going after a two-way forward like Barkov. Will be definitely a solid guy for them. The Cleveland Crusaders, they pick Anze Kopitar, so they go after the veteran leadership in Kopitar, which is definitely not a bad idea. And I don't think he had too bad of a season for the LA Kings, even though they weren't actually doing that bad. I remember the times when the Oilers would face the Kings. Kings were always an underdog team because they weren't always playing great, but some games they would just light it up. And in 70 games, he had 62 points this season. So Kopitar, he's still in that form where he can really bring some damage. And Kopitar will be a good guy for the Cleveland Crusaders. And Calgary Cowboys, shout out to my boy Linebot, who is a big fan of the Calgary Cowboys. He'll be cheering for them as their very first pick will be Roman Josi. He will be going to the Calgary Cowboys, which is a very good pick. Norris Trophy finalist this season, and I think that will be a phenomenal guy for the Calgary Cowboys to start off with. So now we got 3 more picks to end off the first round: the Birmingham Bulls, and Indianapolis Racers, and the New York Raiders. So those are all the teams left. Now, I just want to let you guys know we're probably going to do 4, 5, 6 rounds is what I'm planning on. About an hour drafting, and then I might take a look at all the teams and stuff like that and do kind of a preview, I think, of what I might do. But yeah, let's continue. Birmingham Bulls, baby. So their next pick, Roman Josi, good pick by by Calgary, if I haven't talked about that already. With the Birmingham Bulls, they selected Mitch Marner. Very smart pick by them, going after a very young Mitch Marner, and he's going to be a guy that I think Birmingham will probably build around now with Mitch Marner. And I mean, Mitch Marner can play center, so I think that's going to be a very smart pick for them. And this season, he was really great. He's a great fucking passer, man. This year in 59 games, he had 67 points. Even last year, he had 94 points in a full year of 82 games. So Mitch Marner going to be a huge player for the Birmingham Bulls. And Indianapolis Racers, they go after Elias Pettersson, and that is probably one of the smartest picks, honestly, by any team. I think Elias Pettersson and Austin Matthews should have probably been the 2 first picks in the draft because of the fact that these guys can develop probably larger than what Patrice Bergeron and them can. But this year, Patrice Bergeron in 68 games had 66 points, same as last year. But this time he played a little bit less. But Pettersson, great pick for them. And the New York Raiders select Tuukka Rask. They go after the a goaltender. But that's a smart idea. They have 2 picks in a row. Might as well go after a goaltender, and they go after Tyler Seguin. So smart moves by the New York Raiders on that choice, on going after 2 players that could help them out in Tyler Seguin and Tuukka Rask. That is a very, very smart move by them. They get an elite goaltender, and they get an elite centerman in Tyler Seguin, who will be definitely a huge player for the Raiders. So I guess they're not fucked with that last pick. I think the last pick always seems to be the best team because they're always able to kind of build their team really good because they have 2 in a row picks, so they're usually always more feeling better about making their picks quicker. So the Racers, they have Pettersson right now on their team, and they are going to add John Gibson to the team. So they add a goaltender as well to their team. So very smart decision by the Raiders to go after that there. Oh fuck, I fucked up my thing here. I said to play, hit the live, just in case for there we go. Okay. So, smart move by them going after John Gibson. Now, Birmingham Bulls. So, 3 goaltenders have been chosen, and here's what we got left. So, our top player right now is Claude Giroux. We still got a lot of great players, like a ton of great players to go after. Brock Besser, even. I mean, that would be a great pick. Goaltending-wise, still tons of great picks for goaltending, so we don't really have to worry about that. So, not looking too bad. So Birmingham Bulls, they will go after Claude Giroux to add to Mitchell Marner, which I don't know why. Why choose 2 playmakers if I don't know. That's a weird one to me, going after Claude Giroux, who's another guy that will definitely be passing that puck a lot. But you know what? If maybe they will be choosing a sniper with one of their later on picks. But you would feel like right now maybe would be the time to go after one of those guys. But Claude Giroux, he's a veteran guy. He's been to the Stanley Cup Finals before. And I think that would be a huge guy for the Birmingham Bulls because of the fact that he has that veteran leadership with them. And he's going to bring a lot to that Birmingham Bulls team. Calgary Cowboys, they already have Roman Josi. They might be adding another player to the team. So the Calgary Cowboys will select Ben Bishop. So they're going after pure defense, drafting Josi, then Ben Bishop to start off the draft. So not too bad for them. That's actually not too bad of a decision for the Cowboys. Now we're on to the Cleveland Crusaders. Actually, I want to... Yeah, Ben Bishop, wasn't he fucking... Vezina finalist this year too? He had a phenomenal season, I thought. Maybe I am incorrect. Maybe he didn't have a phenomenal season. I can't remember. Ben Bishop had a 920. Definitely did not have a phenomenal season. Not like the 2018-19 season. So I don't know why they have Ben Bishop so highly rated when he's just kind of a mediocre goaltender. But okay. Next team, Cleveland Crusaders. They already have Andre Kopitar on the team, so maybe adding some defensive help maybe would help, and Shea Weber. So they're going after Peter age. They got Andre Kopitar, who's 32. Shea Weber, he's fucking pretty old too. So Cleveland Crusaders are building a kind of an older team, but onto the Harford Whalers, they already picked Barkov, and they will add Sean Couturier. So I guess a 1-2 punch with Barkov and Couturier, which is not too bad of an idea. But I mean, more of a defensive team, if you ask me. It was what they're going for. But Alberta Oilers, they already have Austin Matthews, and they had Sebastian Aho. So we get to see Matthews and Sebastian Aho on the same team there in the Alberta Cougars, as they are looking for youth. But the problem is you're only going to be able to protect 3 players. So if you really stack up your team, you might be good for this year. But once you have free agency, you might lose some of those suckers. The San Diego Mariners, they already have John Tavares, and they add Dylan Larkin into the mix. So Larkin and John Tavares, and that's what I mean. This, with so many small teams, you're going to really see a lot of deadly duos alongside of each other. The Phoenix Roadrunners, with Carey Price already selected, they add Matt Duchene along the team, which, I mean, smart pick, probably one of the better centermen. And that was the risk that Phoenix had to take, right? I mean, you really are kind of bump fucked for forwards, I think. I mean, not really bump fucked, but you're not going to be able to really build a first line from most of these guys. I mean, some of them, yeah, but most of them are going to be staying the same overall and shit like that. Just mainly second liners and stuff like that. But you can still grow a decent team, just not the now team that you're kind of looking for, right? But the Roadrunners, they pick Matt Duchene with their first overall selection, so smart pick for them, for the Phoenix Roadrunners there. Houston Aeros with the next pick up. They drafted Brad Marchand with their first pick, and now they draft Freddie Anderson to be their starting goaltender, so another smart move there by the Houston Aeros as they add a big goaltender there. Now we're on to Cincinnati, who they picked Huberdeau with their first pick, and they add Sergei Bobrovsky. So they're getting the Florida tandem in there with Huberdeau and Bobrovsky. So not too bad of a decision there for them. And now we got 3 more picks left. We get the Blades, the Nordiques, and the Highlanders as Pasternak going to Baltimore, of course, but who will be joining him? John Klingberg. So a very offensive team as Klingberg adds to the Blades roster. Nordiques draft Ryan Ellis, so they add Ryan Ellis to the list of defensemen they already have with Drew Doughty. In the Halifax Highlanders will select Zach Rowensky with their pick, and they get to go back-to-back, so they will also be drafting Morgan Riley. Wow. So they are a very versatile team, right? You pick Bergeron, then you pick Rowensky, and then you pick Morgan Riley. Very speedy defense core, and I'm going to like it puck moving wise because Rowensky, nice puck moving defenseman. He's going to be able to play really well defensively as well. And then you have Morgan Riley, who's also very well at puck moving. So you got 2 good fucking defensemen right off the get-go. Very smart moves by the Halifax Highlanders. Now the Quebec Nordiques, they need some forwards, and they drive Brock Besser alongside of Ellis and Doughty. So Quebec Nordiques going towards that more of that defensive route, which I mean, no hitting on them. That might be a smart run to go for, right? You see so many teams loading up offensively. Maybe building a team that is just pure defense will be maybe able to shut them down a lot better when it comes to that certain stuff. So I think that would be a very smart idea for the Quebec Nordiques on going into that part, which I think is a very smart idea. No, it does not contain any sponsorships. Oops. Did not mean to do that. Discard, yes. Next pick, the Baltimore Blades is they're picking next, as they will select Torrey Krug. I don't know who else they had. They had Klingberg and Pasternak. So they had another offensive defenseman. So they're going for pure offense there in the Blades country. The Stingers up next. They have Bobrovsky and Huberdeau. They drive Jakub Voracek, another playmaker. So a little weird there. But Houston Aeros, they have Marchand and Anderson, and they select Radulov with their next pick. So they only have Radulov and Marchand. And then Bobrovsky as well was selected. No, I'm not streaming on YouTube just for today. I am streaming on YouTube for just today so I could do this inaugural draft and then it could practically just get automatically uploaded. That was the plan for today. It was just to stream this once and then I'll jump back over to Twitch. I'm not a big fan of YouTube. I honestly also wanted to try out the side of things to try to see how it would be streaming wise, but definitely not the greatest thing. Anyways, so the Phoenix Roadrunners, they already have Matt Duchene and Carey Price added to the team, which, I mean, they have a big defenseman there, Seth Jones, right? That is a big time defenseman to add alongside of Matt Duchene, a guy that can move the puck, a guy that could be a very versatile man for the Phoenix Roadrunners, and they draft Bo Horvat instead. So they go with Bo Horvat, another centerman. I don't know about that. I really don't know, because the San Diego Mariners are going to take Toivo Teravainen alongside of Larkin and John Tavares. Wow. So people are pushing aside Seth Jones and not selecting him, and the Alberta Cougars with fucking Aho and Matthews decide to draft Seth Jones. What the fuck are these teams doing? The Roadrunners, they don't have fucking anybody defensively, and they draft Bo Horvat. Mariners don't have anyone defensively. They draft Teravainen. What the fuck are these idiots doing, bro? What the fuck? On the Harford Whalers, I guess. They got Couturier and Barkov would be definitely a smart idea, and they choose Andrei Shchenikov, which, honestly, that is not a bad idea. You add that with Barkov and fucking, what's his face? Oh, I cannot remember his name now. Can't remember the other guy. But that's a deadly duo there in Whalers Town, man, with Chevy. That would be perfect. The Crusaders, they already got a pretty old core. They definitely need some younger guys. As they have Weber and Kopitar. Now next up they draft Evgeny Dadonov, Mr. Daddy, gets picked up by the Crusaders as he will be joining Kopitar and Shea Weber there. The Calgary Cowboys, they already have Ben Bishop and Roman Josi looking pretty defensive down there, and they go up Philip Forsberg. Very smart pick by them. That's a guy that could definitely develop into a top-line guy for the Calgary Cowboys. And now they got a forward, defenseman, and a goaltender. That's a pretty smart idea for the Calgary Cowboys. As next up, the Birmingham Bulls. They select Aaron Ekblad. That's a smart move by the Birmingham Bulls, already having Giroux and Martin. Now you draft a young guy in Aaron Ekblad to kind of help that defensive core out a little bit. Definitely a smart idea. For the team and stuff like that. Definitely a smart idea. The Racers, they already have John Gibson and Pedersen, and they draft Charlie McAvoy. Smart move by them. And then the Raiders, they will draft PK Subban. What the fuck? Wow, they drafted Mr. PK Subban to the team. I guess they're looking for a little bit of personality, because fuck, having Sagan and fucking Subban? What the fuck is... And then Tuukka Rask? Holy shit, they're fucking looking for drama, man. Fuck. Who else are they going to draft? JT Miller. Okay, I mean, not bad. Miller, Sagan, Subban, and fucking Rask. That's going to be a weird team, man. That is going to be a fucking weird-ass year, man, for team. Or, yeah, weird team for the Raiders. As the Racers, McAvoy, Gibson, Pedersen, a lot of young guys. And that's a smart move. That is the smartest move I think I've seen. You know what? Getzlaf is not the youngest motherfucker out there. But if you're talking about playoff time and defending Pedersen and stuff like that, that was one of the smartest moves I think I've seen in this draft by the Racers. What a smart move by them. Ayo, man, analogy. How's it going there, man? But that was a smart move by the Indianapolis Racers to draft Ryan Getzlaf and get him on the team. Also, since we're heading in the 4th round and we got Birmingham, we're going to check everyone that's left in the draft. As the big name, top big man, Keith Yandel is left over in the draft. We still got great players like Ryan Johansson, Hampus Lindholm is there as well, Jacob Slavin, Gallagher, Raquel. I mean, we saw, oh my god, look at that. We saw fucking Quinn Hughes in this shit. And Huskinainen and Pierre-Luc Dubois. Now, this is season mode, so most of the young players don't get drafted until later on, which I actually like. I like the young players being kind of selected through all the teams and not being fucking picked right off the get-go. It kind of makes it more exciting. And we still have Carter Hart there as well, as I know a lot of teams still don't have goaltenders like the Birmingham Bulls, as they have Ekblad, Giroux, and Marner, as they will be picking Jacob Marchand. Very smart move by the Bulls. And you know what? Marchand's such a tank in the net. I think that's going to be a perfect idea for the Bulls. He just looks like the definition of a bull right there, man. He looks fucking perfect. Calgary Cowboys, they got Forsberg, Bishop, and Yossi already looking like a defensive team down there, and they draft Joe Pavelski. Okay, they're going for a more defensive team there in the Cowboys country. But, I mean, that's not a bad move by Calgary, right? They're drafting pretty well. Now, Pavelski, will he be there probably forever? No, probably not. He probably will dip down to a third liner and might not be their guy for very much longer, but it's not a bad player for the Calgary Cowboys. As now we're heading on to the next selection, the Cleveland Crusaders, as they got Dadonov, Weber, and Kopitar. I'm guessing they're definitely going to be picking a goaltender with this pick, and they do pick a Rene. Older goaltender, that is for sure. A very old goaltender there for the Cleveland Crusaders. Very old man. Who do you think will win the Stanley Cup? My opinion, the Edmonton Oilers. Go Oilers, baby. No, in all honesty, I think off the top of my head, I would have to go with who do I think is going to be a huge team? I think, honestly, the Avalanche. I know a lot of people have been saying them, but I think either Avalanche or Tampa Bay. Avalanche or Tampa Bay I'm picking, but in my true heart, I believe the Oilers are going to win this year. I do believe the Oilers are going to win this year. But the Whalers, they got their next pick. They got Chevy, Couturier, and Barkov, all offensive players. Wouldn't it be bad to add a defensive player, and they do not. They add Gallagher into that mix, so they're making themselves more lethal offensively instead of drafting defense. Alberta Cougars, they've been very smart about their picks. Probably one of the smarter teams out of this AI draft. With their 49th pick, they got Seth Jones, Aho, and Matthews. And now they add Keith Yandel into the mix. My lord, is this team ever fucking smart. The Cougars making some smart picks. They're drafting Yandel. Now the Mariners next up. They got a big pick here for the Mariners as they select Jamie Benn. Okay, to add to Teravainen and Larkin and Tavares. That is a heavyweight for sure. Not as great as he used to be, but I think that's going to be a nice depth pick for the San Diego Mariners. Next up, we got the Phoenix Roadrunners as they got Horvat, Duchesne, and Price. Definitely a weirder team look, but I think a team that could still be deadly if they start building up the defensive core a little bit more, and they do not. They add Drouin into the mix now, so they have no goaltenders, but they're going to rely a lot on Carey Price, I think. I think that's the game plan. Now, don't worry. Like, Phoenix Roadrunners can still go after some defensemen. Like, it's not like it's screwed. I mean, there's some really good fucking defensemen in this pool right now, but you would think they would maybe go after one of the higher guys to maybe add to that core piece of Carey Price, but they haven't really. And then you got the Houston Aeros. They got Marchand, Anderson, and Radulov. As now they add Ricard Raquel. So they add their first centerman onto the team, which is a smart idea by them. Holy shit, I haven't talked this much in a long time. This is one of the longest talking videos I think I'm ever going to be doing. Next up, we got the Cincinnati Stingers up next as with the 53rd overall pick, as they picked Voracek, Bobrovsky, Huberdeau. They have drafted some pretty big players here for the Cincinnati Stingers. Who else will they add to the Pierre-Luc Dubois? That is a smart pick right there. Power forward. He's going to be a perfect first-line centerman for the Cincinnati Stingers to add with Bobrovsky and stuff like that. Great pick for the Cincinnati Stingers. Next up, we got the Baltimore Blades as they got Pasternak, Klingberg, and Krug, a very offensive-driven team, and they just keep adding that offense. Max Domi now added to that team as they are just adding more offense in the mix for that Blades team. They're looking to be an energizing team. As the Nordiques, they have Ellis, they have Doughty, they have Besser, and now they have David Krejci. Okay, you know what? I actually like that pick. You know what? I really like that pick. I know people hate David Krejci because of his contract and shit, but I love David Krejci. You know what? He's an underlying great player, in my opinion. Some year, I think he struggle one year. He actually wasn't too bad this year, but last year he had 80 in 81 games. He had 73 points last season, and this year in 61 games had 43 points. Not too bad, but I think he'll be a great centerman for the Quebec Nordics and the Halifax Islanders. They select Tatar, baby. Timos Tatar going to Halifax Islanders, as now they're kind of building a first line for that team there, as they add as well Travis Konecki. Okay, another two-way forward. A weird mixture. But I mean, another centerman for the Halifax Islanders, right? That's the nice thing for the Highlanders, is they get another centerman added to the team and stuff. So that's a smart move by them, going after a guy like that. Now, this will be the last round that we go after. After this, we'll sim the entire round, and then we'll kind of take a look at all the teams and stuff like that, and see how everyone will shape up. Kind of talk about them, stuff like that. That's going to be the plan of this. And then we'll kind of get into the regular season. I think next week we'll probably start the regular season. I still got to do some stuff, but anyways, let's keep going. The Nordiques, who are you guys going to select? Nylander. Okay, so you guys add Nylander into the mix. So okay, so you got Besser, Nylander, and David Krejci now. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. The Blades, who are you going to be selecting next? Anthony Mantha is going to be going to the Baltimore Blades. So a nice move by them with Domi and Pasternak and stuff like that. So you had a power forward in the mix now. Whew, that's a good mixture there. A sniper, playmaker, and power forward. That'll be a good team there. Stingers, they select Hampus Lindholm. So they finally get a defenseman on that. No, yeah, they do. They finally get a defenseman on that team. Houston Aeros, they haven't got one single defenseman either. We'll probably be adding one as well. Jeff Petrie, they going for a defensive defenseman being added to the team. They like their veterans there in Houston, it seems like. Phoenix, they still haven't got any of their goaltender defensemen. They've been relying on a lot of offense, which, I mean, they're not doing too bad. They got Drouin, Duchesne, Horvat, a nice, very young core that they're building up, and they draft Jake Muzzin. That's a smart-ass pick right there. Very smart pick by Phoenix. Oh no, I spilled water all over myself. That's cold. And I can't take off this t-shirt because this is my lucky t-shirt right now. I got it for the Oilers tonight. It's my lucky t-shirt. Oh, got it all over myself. Alright, San Diego Mariners. Oh my god, I'm still dripping more. San Diego Mariners. They still don't have a defenseman either. They got a lot of great forwards. Tavares, Teravainen, Ben Larkin. They are loaded, man. Loaded on offense. As their next pick, they draft Jacob Slavin. Very smart idea for them. Very smart move. Next up, we got the Alberta Cougars, probably one of the smartest building teams, and they now draft Victor Arvidsson as well to the team. Nice moves by Alberta, honestly, man. I've been loving their team. Harford Whalers, they pick up Quinn Hughes, so they add more offense to their team. Holy crow. The Hartford Whalers looking like a very scary team. The Cleveland Crusaders, they add Dougie Hamilton as well to their team, which adds, I think that's their first defenseman. Yeah, alongside Shea Weber. A lot of right hands for sure for the Crusaders. The Cowboys, they add Ryan Johansson to the squad. Okay, so they add their first kind of offensive guy. They're kind of looking for a Nashville kind of build, honestly. They have Yossi. Man, that's a weird team there, and they're in Calgary. Very, very weird team for Calgary. Next up, we got the Birmingham Bulls with the next pick for them. Let's see how Mike Hoffman going to the Birmingham Bulls. Adding their last pick was Marchand, Claude Giroux, and Mitch Marner. So that's a nice pick by them, honestly. That'll be a smart move. Adding Mike Hoffman to the team, a nice goal scorer. And he rips it up every fucking year. I don't think I've ever seen one year where he actually doesn't perform. He always does pretty well there in Florida and in Ottawa. He was a great player there in Ottawa. I want to take a look at his stats right quick, actually. Right quick. Before we get on to the next pick. Because I do want to see how well he was doing this year. Mike Hoffman. He was born in Kitchener. Yep. This year, in 69 games, he had 59 points. Probably another 36, 35 goal season for him. Would have been a nice season for him. But let's continue on. Birmingham Bulls. We got two last picks, and then we're going to simulate the rest of the draft, and then we're going to take a look at all the teams and stuff like that. Take a look at all of them, see how they're doing. So, Indianapolis Racers, they already got Getzlaff, McAvoy, Pedersen. They would definitely need a goal scorer, I think, and they choose Shane Gostisbehere. Okay, so they add another young defenseman to the defense core. And the New York Raiders, they select Miro Haskinainen. Very smart move. by the New York Raiders, as that will be it for me. My voice is already dying, so that's it, as we're going to be simulating the rest of the draft. As let's take a look at each individual team. I don't think we're going to go by team. I think what we're going to do is practically just go by going into the game, and we'll take a look at all the lineups and stuff like that. I think that's what we'll do. But finally, the inaugural draft is finished. It's done and over with. 42 minutes to get this thing done and over with. It was a long one. And let's take a look at all the lineups, baby. Starting with the Alberta Cougars. They're the very first team in the NHL, or in the WHA, I mean. So we're practically just going to hit best lines right quick. So here they are. Now I know what you guys are going to say. Oh, the second line. But that's how this is going to look. It is a kind of a dumb and dumb version of the NHL, right? This is the beginnings of it. And we're going to see some low overall, and we're going to see some high overall players. So let's take a look at it. So we got the Alberta Cougars, the very first team. And the actually, we have too many snipers up there. It could almost be Dmitry Timoshov up on the first line there. And then Toffoli could play with Aho and Palmanville. Get nice young Dmitry Timoshov to play with Matthews and Arvidsson. Toffoli. Now, you guys can chime in on this if you guys have any recommendations for lineups and stuff that you guys think we should do. I think, actually, honestly, I'm putting Nick Suzuki up on that first line. Because you think about it, nice young fucking 20-year-old kid. Fucking... He was a phenomenal player for the Montreal Canadiens, so might as well give him a chance alongside of Matthews and Arvidsson. See how well he will do on that line. We could even do something like where we put him there. Actually, no. He could stay there. Fogle, Fasca. I do like the depth. Fogle and Fasca are going to be very nice depth players for the Alberta Cougars, I mean. And then you add in Dmitry Timoshov. Now, is it the best defensive team in the world? No, it's not the greatest, but it can handle. I think it, and definitely Fagoof. Dion Fagoof is in the WHA, baby, as Dion Phaneuf will be the top 6 pairing with Coulette. Then we got Brady Shea, Tanev. They definitely got a very good defensive team. And then, oh, baby. Yeah, the Alberta Oilers is the team to watch, honestly, though. You really think about it. With so many great young players that they have, they're definitely going to be a team to watch in the future. A very deadly team that could really rip up the NHL. That's for fucking, or for the WHA, I mean. So, and then for scratch players, let's take a look at them. Andrew Peak, Mackenzie Weegar, Kiefer Sherwood, and they got the Jared Tenorti. So those are all their scratch players. Probably even more, but we would have to do some roster moves, so I know. Anyways, let me take a quick drink of H2O. Almost out of water, boys. Next up, we got the Baltimore Blades. So let's take a look at their team. Mantha, Domi, Pasternak. I agree with that first line. Janssen, Rope, Hintz, Gurionov. Very nice. Nolan Patrick's a future guy, though, honestly. Wouldn't you want him to play up on there and then like have Adam Gaudette, because he would be not too bad of a guy to play alongside Gurionov. Maybe get somebody better defensively to play alongside of fuck, this is rough. They definitely don't got the greatest players in the world, though. So he could play there. And then Jimmy Haynes, depth wise, is going to be a greaser line, though. Oh, hang on, they got Sam fucking Steele. We're playing that fucker. What the fuck are you guys doing? Not playing Sam Steele? Like, what the fuck? You gotta play Sam Steele. Sam Steele, second, third line. He's a nice defensive guy. Playmaker, two-way, sniper. Ooh, that's dirty. That is dirty. I love that. So who else is scratched? Delzato, Benstrom. A nice young guy, but I mean, he's still 76 overall, so they could develop him. Defensively, Krug, Klingberg, Severson, Edmondson, Charrot, Yannick Weber. Very nice defensive core here for the Blades. And then Jonathan Quick, and then Elvis Merz-Lincolns. I mean, that's a very smart tandem. You get the veteran goaltender with Jonathan Quick, who can still play very solid. And then you add in a man, Elvis Merz-Lincolns, a nice young goaltender that can develop into a guy of the future for the Baltimore Blades. So a very smart built team here in Baltimore, right? We were kind of criticizing them at first, but look at the young core that they have. It's a very, very young core. So don't be surprised if this team doesn't make it in the playoffs this year. I mean, this league is just young in general. We definitely do got a lot of young players. Birmingham Bulls. Wow. Oh, my God. Defensive core is probably horrible, though. Wow. It's actually not too bad. Oh, my God. This team is actually looking not that bad in Birmingham. Hoffman, Giroux, Marner, not bad. Yankeruk, Henrique Dezingle, not bad. Kempe, Kerfoot, Corey Perry, not bad. Joey Anderson, Brandon Seward, David Back is very good veteran lines. They do got some big scratch players, though. And Zadina and Dickinson. Don't you guys want to play? I feel like you would maybe want to play Zadina much more, honestly. And have maybe Corey Perry just be a depth guy and have... Well, maybe let him develop, because there is a rule: if the player doesn't play during the regular season, he is not part of the wheel spin. That is going to be the rule that I'm going to make, because this is unfair. If you have a player that you are developing and you don't want to lose them, then that's going to be out of the restricted zone. Jeremy Lozen. So they don't have any real good defensemen. That's going to be the real problem for them, I think, is later on when it comes to playoff time. They're going to struggle with just having Jeremy Lozen there. But I think he might develop into a nice defenseman there for the Birmingham Bulls. And then Marchand and Corey Schneider. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough, man. Corey Schneider's their backup goaltender, man. Man, you're talking about some bad luck. That is it right there. That does not look like a good case there for the Birmingham Bulls, as they definitely don't got the goaltender that they're looking for. The Cowboys now, wow, they got some young players. Gabe Berlardi. Who else do they got for young? Nobody for young players. Okay. Forsberg, Pavelski, Kessa. I'd rather have Ryan Johansson, honestly, up there, because he's going to be a better first-line guy than I think Pavelski is. Now your second line is going to be the big case. I think you have Vitrino up there. Maybe no, Army I think might be better. Dustin Brown, Colton Sissons you have too. That could even play up on that second line instead of Dustin Brown. But I think Colton Sissons would be a perfect third line guy with Cogliano and Gabe Berlardi as well. He will be a nice depth guy for the team. We'll see how well he does for the Calgary Cowboys. Defensively is where they take the cake. Yossi, Ekholm, Fowler, Tyler Myers. They're going to be a physical fucking defensive core, man. Honestly, though. They're going to be a slobber knockers out there, man. It is going to be a tough defensive core to pass. And then you have Ben Bishop, who you have to beat. That's going to be a very tough game for the Calgary Cowboys. But honestly, not too bad of a team there in Cowboy land. Next up, this... Oh, my God. Wow. Look at those two lines. That is where they take the cake. Horrible defensive core. I knew that was going to happen. When you stack up so much offensively, sometimes it just does not end up being too great depth-wise. We do need to play Rocky, Gomoldi, and Martin Frick as well, so we'll have to kind of mix sure some of the lines up. I think Nordstrom could play down here because he could play centerman, and then Martin Frick can be added into the lineup. I don't know why Fortnite's there. That's weird. Weird, champ. Dale Weiss. I want Rocco Grimaldi, man. Get some fucking goal scorers going. So, Frick, Walmark, Hyman, Granlund, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Bertanen. He's sure he's a good offensive guy. He'll probably be good. Problem is, I think I'm gonna have is they're gonna not have enough goal scorers. So we're gonna throw Bertanen up on that first line. And I'll see how well they do goal-wise, because I don't think they're going to do very much goal-scoring-wise. I think they're going to be kind of like a Nashville team, but just way worse defensively, as they got Lindholm, Madsen, Hutton, Danny Dykstra. They're not looking too bad. Goaltending-wise, they got Bobrovsky and then Chad Johnson, so they definitely take the cake in the goaltending, but offensively, they're meh. Cleveland, Foligno, I think Foligno would work, because then you get him back on his hand, and then Weinberg, Trocheck, Silverberg. That's actually not that bad a line. Depth-wise, Levio, Corrali, Helm, not bad. A lot of young players that I think could honestly do not too bad. Like Kumo, not too bad. Definitely a speedy team. Helm's pretty speedy. Corrali's going to be aggressive. They're definitely going to be in a very aggressive, physical team, I feel. Defensively, Dougie Hamilton, Weber, Horanek, S.L. Lindell, Fattenberg. Not too bad of a defensive core, honestly. I am definitely not going to hate this defense core watching it here in Cleveland. And then Pekka Rinne is their goaltender. It's going to be worrisome in the future, right? It's going to be really a big, like, you have Weber 34, Kopitar 32, you have Rinne who's old. What's going to be your future? Like, what are you looking at for the future of this team? Weinberg? You think Weinberg will be your future of your team? You think Dougie Hamilton will? I don't know what the Cleveland Crusaders were really thinking about with this draft, but they definitely added a lot of older players for a good 1 year run, and then they're going to fall off the cliff, man. They're really going to fall off the cliff. Halifax, okay, they drafted definitely some young players with Farabee there. That's a smart move. Very smart move. And then just moving them right to that fucking third line right off the get-go for the team. They want him playing, which, I mean, is smart. Smart idea, again, him playing there in Halifax. Laterra, and that's really it. Honestly, not too bad of lineups. I don't think there's really anything you need to change here forward-wise. Defensively, Wormensky, Riley, Gardner, Chara. They have no they have no right-handed defenseman there in Halifax. None. No right-handed defenseman. Wow, that is shit. Goaltending, Kadubin. Oh my god. They're going with Kadubin and Halak. Bro, that's so much age that you have to worry about. Ah, man, it's a risky bold move. But what did they really load up? I guess players, I guess? And a lot of good defensemen? I don't know. But then you waste 2 picks on fucking goaltenders. Oh, no, that's a weird one. That is definitely weird, the one there in Halifax, my favorite team. Harford, wow. A lot of fucking playmakers. Jesus Christ. I think Gusev could play on the first line with Barkov and Chevy. And then Turris, Couturier, Gallagher. That sounds good. Actually, who's the better centerman? Couturier, without a doubt. Paul Byron, Nick Bonino, Miles Wood. Not too bad. Colton Scrivio. Emerson Edom. That's a weird one. Why the fuck are you guys not playing Bjork? And you're playing fucking Emerson Edom over Bjork. Fuck off, dude. Like goddamn Bjork with Achari, and actually he can even go up. No. Paul Byron plays there. And then they got Quinn Hughes, Ivan Provorov, very young defense core, Pesci, Nutavaro, Kulak. Very, very young defensive core. Very young. It's a very young defense core for sure. And then goaltending Mrazek and Thatcher Demko. Wow, they have really gone kind of the youth way with the team. They're like, you know what? We're going to get some good players. Yes, we did. Some really good players, but we're going to also build for the future. And so when this team starts kind of developing, this team honestly becomes something, right? I mean, that's not too bad of a decision for the Harford Whalers. Houston Arrows. They built the team depth-wise pretty good, so that means probably prospect-wise they're going to look pretty shit. I think Vanek could go up on the first line, get some offense up there instead of just Marchand. And then DeBrus, Donat, Radulov, that looks good. Is there any prospects that we could play? Jesper Bockquist. Now, is he better than N? Probably not, eh? And they're about identical. N's a bit better, of course, but we're gonna play Jesper Bockquist. Get him playing, you know, get the youth playing. Then we got Butcher, Petrie, Alex. Oh my god, their defense core is fucking massive, man. They got Butcher, who can pass the puck pretty well, and then Petrie. Matheson, who can lay out the body, but also can pass the puck not too bad. And then Alexiak, who could just fucking lay the body out, man. Not too bad of a defense core there in Houston Aeros. And then they got Anderson. Very smart moves there by the Houston Aeros. The Racers. Practically, I think the rest of the stream. Actually, I'll keep talking. My voice is just killing me. I might just fucking end the stream here soon. We're almost done, though. We only got Indianapolis and then a couple more teams left, and then we're done. So, Nyquist, Pedersen, Nina Ryder, not bad. I was thinking of maybe even putting Jeff Carter as the second line centerman, Getzlaff up top. But no, we'll keep Getzlaff as the second line centerman with Cap, and then he could man his own line. I think that would be a good idea for him. Man his own line, get some. We need a sniper up there though. Sniper to get some goals. I'm actually capping and get goals anyways, so that's good anyways. Ernie, Raffle, Van de Velde, nobody there. Defense, Gossesbear, McAvoy, Vatson, Stetcher, DeJuice, no, nobody there. John Gibson, no, that's a good one. Louis Dubnig. Good team here in Indianapolis, honestly. Very offensive team is going to be the big problem I think they're going to have. Not very many good defensive. I mean, you got Adam McQuaid, but it's like a New York Rangers defensive core almost, right? So we're going to have to see how well. And I mean, John Gibson's going to really have to play huge for this fucking team when he plays, because he's going to be facing a lot of high-tempo shots. A lot of them. The New York Raiders. Miller, Sagan, Williams. Not too bad of a first line there. But they got no offense, bro. Where's the goal scoring? Where is the goal scoring at? You guys got a bunch of guys who can hit the body. Like, you don't got any goal scorers. Like, you guys... What the fuck, man? The name of the game is defense, I guess, honestly. They don't have... really any 3-stars until it gets down to the lower on lineups, which a lot of teams really can't say that. So, I mean, they're definitely going that defensive route, which I'm not going to give them shit for. It's a smart idea, honestly. Huskanainen, Subban, Barry, and then they got a lot of offensive guys, but they also got some shutdown guys like Kevin Miller, John Moreau, Pissick, some nice, strong guys down there. And then they got Tuukka Rask and UC Saros. Very smart, having a nice young goaltender alongside of Tuukka Rask just in case for the Raiders. A smart idea for them. The Roadrunners, they got Durant, Duchesne, JVR, not bad. Atkinson, Horvat, Ritchie. I'd almost say Natchez would be better up on that second line almost. Oh, that not bad. That's actually not bad. I like that. Zach can play centerman. Oh my god. Bro, this fucking third line is going to be all power forwards, dude. Jesus, that can't be happening. We got to have some kind of different lineup for that one. Dennis Milligan, yeah, let's get some speed in that fucking depth here for Phoenix. So just a bunch of slobber knockers, and then Natchez with Horvat, Atkinson, JVR with Duchesne. That's a nice combo there. Yeah, so let's continue on. Muzzin, Niskanen. Defensively, they're not looking too bad, but I mean, not the greatest. A lot of Boston players, and then goaltending, of course, they got Carey Price. So they're definitely going to be carried by Carey Price, man. Like I said, not the worst defense scorer in the world, but not the greatest. They're definitely going to have to rely a lot on Carey Price. Quebec, so they got Nylander, Krejci, Besser. Not too bad. They got Pearson, Lukkinen, Haula. Is anybody texting me? No, my phone didn't go off. Not too bad depth, honestly, man. Drew Stafford, I don't know why you're playing there, Drew Stafford. You got Troy Terry there. I'd rather be playing Terry. He's going to be a better guy for that position anyways. Boyle and Nate Thompson, and then he can get some veteran leadership with these guys, see how well he does. Jamie McGinn, Felpila, Nielsen, fucking old as shit. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with what they did. Ellis, Doughty, Strawman, Eller, Garakovo, Sandin. That's the smartest move I think I've seen them make yet. Fuck. The young player, the only thing and then you got Corpusal and Brian Elliott. Ooh, that is rough there in Quebec, man. And the final team, the San Diego Mariners. Oh my fucking god. What in the actual fuck? Do you guys see this? Do you guys see this? No, you guys got to remember, this is no salary cap. No salary cap at all. So if this fucking team really wanted to do what they wanted to do, they could protect all three of these motherfuckers and hope and pray that they don't lose anyone else. Because they just got the best tandem I think you could ever talk about. Tavares, Larkin, Hughes. Terravina, Hughes, Ben, Palmieri, Larkin, Bertuzzo. We need an offensive guy up there, but we can't really do that. Perlini, Hayden, oh my god. This team, dude. Slavin, Sanheim, Fabro. Defensively, they're not even that bad either. Like, honestly, though. And then Miller, that's where they take the cake. Miller and then Mackenzie Blackwood. So there are all your teams. Now, I'm going to practically end the stream here. I'd like to hear you guys' comment section. Make sure to comment down below what game you want to see first. I'm going to kind of go over them all. So we got the Alberta Cougars versus the Birmingham Bulls. Next up, we got the Harford Whalers versus the Baltimore Blades. And then we got Mariners versus the Cowboys. The Raiders versus the Stingers. The Crusaders versus the Roadrunners. Racers versus the Highlanders. And yeah, I already said that game. Houston versus Quebec. And then that is basically it. Now, whatever game you guys pick will be the very first ever game played in the WHA. Will be the first ever game played in the WHA. So that is very, very exciting. And I'm very excited to get this league started up. Now, the dates to look out for is I'm camping this weekend, so I won't be able to make any videos and stuff like that for you guys. But next weekend, I will be doing a big stream, which will be insane. I think what we'll be doing is Tuesday or Wednesday. The regular season will start for us and stuff like that, and we'll practically be grinding it all out. So what will be happening is we're going to have the very first game ever in the WHA start, and then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a big long live stream where we play through every single one of the home opener games, and we're going to be watching all of them. So I hope you guys enjoy the inaugural draft with the WHA. It was a lot of fun. Make sure to like and subscribe, guys, and I will see you guys all in the next stream. Adios, amigos.